Arsenal lost.
Yeah. So
Arsenal was beaten by Liverpool.
yeah, not really.
1-0 at Anfield. Man United played so well over the weekend. Man City lost. I had a beautiful weekend in football. God damn
You
it.
know what? Because every time I call Winnie, you answer. I'm going to call you Christopher and Winnie.
So Alexander Isak did arrive in Liverpool.
You start with Arsenal. Why you hide? You start with a game of Arsenal.
Christopher.
You start with a game of Arsenal.
You know I come here at 6 a.m.
You start with a game of Arsenal.
We talked about it already.
Me, I don't care. This you go. You start. I'm not going to allow you to talk. You start with a game of Arsenal.
Good luck.
You start with a game of Arsenal.
So
You
Isak
start with a
did
game of
arrive
Arsenal.
in Liverpool.
You start with a game of Arsenal.
Signed his 6-year contract, which goes until 2031. Too late, friend. Until 2031, and we expect some big news from Liverpool before the end of today, because today's the last day of it's deadline day basically.
Yeah.
Just a few hours left, and we should expect big news on that front. So if I talk about so many transfers today, the things that actually matter, don't be like, what are you talking about so many transfers? Because many of them are expected to be completed today, if the players are lucky, that is. It's Anthony, and I don't know why this has taken forever, because we knew he was meant to stay at Real Betis, right? So an agreement anyway has been reached between Manchester United and Real Betis for a permanent move for Anthony worth £21.7 million. Apparently there's an initial 19 million and then 4.3 million pounds in add-ons. So this Man United former, now we're going to start saying Man United forward, is expected in Spain for a medical with Real Betis pretty soon. Ederson is expected in not Galatasaray like we've been talking about for a long time. Yes, Turkey, but to Fenerbahce, not Galatasaray. So if he makes his way out of Man City, that leaves space for Gianluigi Donnarumma, and there's already news that Donnarumma is going to be doing his medical, and then after this international break he will be able to go to Manchester City. So let's expect the news also pretty soon.
That Trafford guy, I watched him on the weekend.
Yeah.
I from them, losing the game, but the boy is so good.
He is, but I think also Pep is not, like, with the way they're playing right now, especially even starting from last season, he doesn't want to take any chances with any department. If they can get Donnarumma, let them
I
get
just have
Donnarumma.
a feeling that Dom is going to face it hard.
That the league is not going to be easy for him.
Not even the league.
Yeah.
That boy, the way he saved so many.
But that's what's the good thing is, you need to have pressure at a club for a goalkeeper to perform well, and that's the problem Andre Onana has sometimes.
Onana by Rando.
By India. Now Man City have reached that agreement to sign Gianluigi Donnarumma from PSG. We should expect the news very soon. William Saliba has pulled out of the France squad for the international period, because you remember just 5 minutes into the game yesterday, he limped off. I did actually post on Twitter because people were freaked out, and I said, guys, at least he wasn't stretchered off. At least we know he can walk. To put it that way. So anyway, he pulled out of the France squad for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers, but we should expect some news from Arsenal about how he's doing and how soon we'll have him back.
The weekend was just full of superstars getting injuries. Even Konya, Konate.
Yeah. But sometimes I feel like sometimes clubs do these things because they don't want the players to go for international. But that's just me. That's just me saying. Aston Villa are currently in talks with Manchester United. For a potential loan deal. Again, not permanent deal. But I forgot to mention, Anthony going to Real Betis is on a permanent move this time, not a permanent move, so he's going for real. But for Sancho, he still has a year left on his Man United contract. So you remember he rejected Roma about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So he's expected to stay in the Premier League, but at Aston Villa. This time he doesn't have the freedom. Remember, he earns very high wages and all of that stuff. This time there's no freedom to reject Aston Villa the way he rejected Roma when he had options. It's too late, so he's most likely going to go to Aston Villa.
With the World Cup coming up, he should just lower down his
see how Grealish is performing at Everton. He needs to concentrate. Sancho needs to concentrate, otherwise we won't see him being called by Thomas Tuchel.